curious conversation took place with the quarterback of the Chicago Bears. He had this to say about what's going on with him in Chicago, and I want to get y'all's opinion on a question I had after we hear what he had to say.
I hope we just get a dome. I don't care if we're at Soldier Field. I don't care if we're in Arlington Heights. I hope we get a dome. You know, it can be cold. It can be 10 degrees. With no wind, you're fine. But with that 15-mile-per-hour wind, 20-mile-per-hour wind, I mean, you can't fight it. It's tough. When it's that cold, you have to bundle up, like put a bunch of layers on and stuff like that. And your body's cold, so you're not warmed up. So I feel like way slower in that cold weather. It's hard to stay warm in that weather.
I beg to ask the question, fellas. Is his focus on the wrong thing? Because to me, you worrying about if your body is cold and having a dome and the weather at Soldier Field, I don't know that you're even going to be in Soldier Field as a Chicago Bear. Now, I got to ask. It led me to this thought process. And this was the deductive reasoning involved with what's taking place. Chicago has the number 1 overall draft pick. Some would say there are 2, maybe 3 prospects in this year's draft that are bona fide, sure shot, can't miss franchise quarterbacks. In this season and in the career so far that Justin Fields has had for the Chicago Bears, would you consider him a franchise quarterback? And if so, is he a franchise quarterback of the caliber where you have an opportunity with the number 1 overall draft pick to get maybe someone that is legitimately going to be a franchise quarterback in this league? And keep in mind, the GM nor the head coach have any type of emotional tie or any type of real investment in Justin Fields, because this is not the regime that drafted Justin Fields. What say you guys to that?
I mean, when you think Chicago, you think Windy City, the cold weather. I mean, he can say that. It doesn't matter how cold it is, man. When it's time to play ball, you're going to play ball. At least I am. Whether it's cold or not, I'm going to play. I'm not going to sit here and complain about the weather.
I agree, TJ.
Hey, you're going to play ball, but let's not sit here and say that the elements don't affect your play.
Oh, 100%.
You played in Grand Rapids, East Lansing.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to go out and play the best possible game, but that you can.
I would prefer to play in warm weather and no elements. Obviously, every football player would. But him saying that, I have no problem with it. Now,
because it's true.
Justin Fields.
Whether he's right or wrong, is this focus in the wrong place? Is it in the right place?
The Bears need help. They need help on offensive line. They need help at receiver. Chase Claypool was a good receiver with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He got lost in Chicago. And so they need a lot of pieces. You can say, oh, there's 2 or 3 surefire good quarterbacks in this draft. Are we sure of that?
No, we're never sure.
We're not. You're not sure of that.
Never sure.
Justin Fields has shown he can get it done in the National Football League. So if I'm the Chicago Bears, I'm rolling with somebody that has shown he can be successful. I'm not going with an unknown. I'm not taking that chance.
Is he a franchise quarterback, guys? Yes or no?
In Chicago, he is.
We don't know because
then he's not.
What you mean? You look at that. Look at that offense right now. You tell me. On that entire offense, linemen, skill guys, who's a starter on another team that's a playoff team? Give me one starter.
They're starting in the National Football League, so they're starters.
Out of all the teams that made the playoffs, would any of those offensive linemen, running back, tight end, receivers start on a playoff team, playoff caliber team?
Well, that falls on the GM. I mean, that's the team they put out there.
They need pieces around them. They need help. What Justin Fields has shown me is he's a starting quarterback in the National Football League.
Well, didn't Trevor Lawrence have the same type of situation, the deficit his rookie year?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody was sitting there saying, is he a franchise quarterback or not?
Oh, it was some people saying he wasn't.
Is Trevor Lawrence a franchise quarterback today?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. You see how quickly you answered that?
Because he's shown that this year. Had you asked me that last year, I would have said yes. But Plaxico would have said no.
Did they come into the same draft class? Aren't they the same draft?
Listen.
After one season,
after last year, Plaxico would have said that Trevor Lawrence wasn't. I would have said he was. But now, because they got pieces around him, and he had better coaching. He is now. Is that a fact or non-fact?
Hey, well, if we're going to do that, then the first 2 years that RG3 had in Washington,
he was a franchise quarterback.
He was on it. He was on his way.
He was the franchise.
No, you said one season.
He was the franchise until Haloti Ngata knocked his knee off of his body.
Shouldn't have been playing. He was already shouldn't have been playing.
He knocked his knee right off his body.
Right, we talking franchise quarterbacks now.
So you saying Trevor Lawrence isn't one? Hey, you saying he isn't one, Mr. Burress?
He had one good season.
I didn't ask. Is he one? That's what LaVar is asking me. Is he one?
No.
Oh my God, that guy. That's gonna be a bad one right there. Trevor Lawrence.
If Trevor Lawrence isn't a
Trevor Lawrence quarterback, Trevor Lawrence a top 5 quarterback right now,
man.
If he's not, then god dang. Justin Fields 100% isn't a franchise guy.
Is talking about the weather in Chicago.
Yes,
Let's get back to what he was talking about.
He might end up somewhere else.
First of all, weather. By the time they finish building this stadium with a dome on it, you probably won't be there anyway. So let's just say that. I think what he's saying and implying is that, listen, the numbers that he is putting up and versus the quarterbacks that are playing in domes in these nice weather, Chicago is not that kind of environment. He's a franchise quarterback for the Bears.
Is he?
Because his style of play fits Chicago.
Okay.
And the weather and the elements for the
style
of play that he has.
6 wins out of 27 games?
Man,
that's franchise? That's franchise?
But Bryce Young is not going to come in there and just flip the whole organization around.
Is he?
And they're going to be NFC North champion.
Maybe he is.